Number 1 seeded Pittsburgh trying to survive in Levance in a dogfight with Villanova in the second half. Sam Young with the game-high 28 points. Moments later, Jermaine Dixon extending the Panthers' lead to 4, but with 2:20 remaining. Nova down by 1. Corey Fisher just 1 for 7 on the night, but this one gives the Cats a 1-point lead. Then it's Dwayne Anderson with 3 of his team-high 17 points. Villanova led by 2 with just over 10 seconds to play, but on the inbounds pass, Nova throws it all the way down the court. Pittsburgh comes up with the ball, and Levance Fields gets fouled. He would go to the free throw line, making the first free throw. This one to tie it up. He connects. We're tied at 76 with 5.5 seconds remaining. Villanova with the inbounds pass, trying to win it in regulation. Scotty Reynolds comes up with it, and the junior buries the game winner as Nova advances 78-76. So Pittsburgh still hasn't made it to the Final Four since 1941, while Nova is there for the first time since 1985 when they won the tournament. More on this instant classic from Steve Lavin after the break.
Well, it lived up. I think it was the best game of the tournament without a doubt, and 2 conference teams that know each other so well, and just a punch-counter-punch type game, a chess match within the game, compelling right to the end, and neither team deserved to lose. It sounds cliche, it sounds corny, but we hear that often in sports, and this was an example where you really didn't want to see either one of these teams lose. I thought the key was the late game execution there, well devised by Jay Wright and his staff. The Valparaiso really took one out of their playbook, the nice give up. The key was Scotty Reynolds knew he had enough time with 5 seconds. You've got 3, 4, 5 bounces there to weave his way through defenders and get to the rim. Take it to the basket in a tie game. Don't settle for a jump shot. We've seen in this tournament, Eric Maynor against UCLA settle for a jump shot. It cost VCU. We saw Tyler Smith at Tennessee settle for a jump shot against Oklahoma State, and it cost them the game. And then we've seen the teams that have advanced through this tournament, they've taken it hard to the cup. Late game execution. When you take it to the hole, A, you've got a high percentage look. B, a chance to pick up that foul from the official. When you settle for jump shots that are contested, it's a low percentage play. Well executed in late game by Villanova and Scotty Reynolds.
Yeah, they say take it to the basket, good things happen. Let's talk about that composure. What does it tell you about Jay Wright's basketball team that after turning the ball over, up by 2 points with under 10 seconds to go, they had the composure to make that final shot?
Well, that's the key, and we talked about the chess match and the ebb and the flow, and basketball being a game of runs. And Pittsburgh's going to go back and look at the lost opportunities. They had a 4-point lead with the ball and didn't close out the game. And that's why it's so imperative that in late game situations you don't turn the ball over. You can't afford empty possessions. When you have the ball in the lead, an empty possession means you don't get a shot at the basket. At least if you get a shot at the basket, there's a chance to make it, to get fouled, or for a teammate to get on the boards and get a second shot where things can happen in a positive direction. So Pitt didn't close out the way they wanted to. Then again, Villanova has the lead, and they almost give it away before surviving and advancing here, and that's what the NCAA tournament is all about. You just move on.
We talked about the last time that one conference has had 3 teams in the Final Four, 1985, the year that Villanova won the national championship. 2 teams have gone to the Final Four in this tournament right now, both from the Big East. Putting 3 in the Final Four, put that into context for us.
Well, I think what it speaks to, it's indicative of the style of play. The brand of basketball in the Big East during the regular season prepares teams for deep NCAA tournament runs. Now, number 1, you have to have talent, the margin for error, personnel and firepower, and clearly the Big East has that. Also excellent coaches. But then let's break down. The point here is the brand of basketball, very physical, and it's all about rebounding. You look at UConn this afternoon, 15 plus on the boards against Missouri. Rugged teams down low that play in the paint. We've talked about this before. When you control the basket area in basketball, it's the equivalent of controlling the line of scrimmage in football. And we know in football, if you control both sides of the ball on the line of scrimmage, good things are going to happen. And it's the same in basketball. Control the lane on offense, control it on defense, and you've got a chance to be successful. It doesn't guarantee a win, but over the arc of a season, with that methodical, grinding, punishing style of basketball, you're going to have success. Tonight, you saw 2 teams that play the same way. They were just fortunate at the end that Villanova was able to push through with the last basket.